He's gone from Billy Blue Balls to Billy Blood Money. And fuck me, whenever you say something nice about someone, it fucking comes to this inevitably. It's like, you know, he's gonna be fine, you know, most people still love him and he's still right about billionaires, but it's like, dude, you can't go and take the blood money from the Crown Prince and the Saudis after just doing a podcast a week or 2 weeks ago talking about taxing the billionaires more and the 100 millionaires, which I think is still right, and you know it's still true whether like or not where he took this gig. But it's like, you know, dude, people are never, you know, yes, the Middle East is slowly reforming, but as Noam Chomsky said, you know, Saudi Arabia makes Iran look like San Francisco, or the most liberal city in the world with its record on civil rights. So, you know, no, it's not appropriate and you shouldn't have done it. And I'm not above, you know, or below being calling out my side of politics here. You know, he fucked up and, you know, as if MAGA needed any more fuel, you know, for the fire. But, yeah, fuck me. I mean, I honestly don't care, like, if most comedians want to do it, you know, if Louis C.K. or Dave Chappelle or, you know, I think, and Tim Dillon, you know, I think they've always been inherently more nihilistic than old Billy Blue Balls, but a large part of their act and, you know, who they are, I think is a lot more nihilistic than Bill Burr, who's a lot more humanistic. So I don't have a problem with them doing it, but Bill Burr going on about, you know, taxing billionaires more, which really is the problem, and what really, you know, as I've said, you know, needs to happen for the major crises to get addressed and actually have a chance of being fixed before we all fucking plummet into hell. But, you know, fuck me, dude.
Usher, Beyonce, and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you fucking believe that? How much fucking money do you need to make? You know, you're gonna take a gig where you're gonna go dance like a goddamn fucking clown for a mass murderer's kids. And then you take that fucking blood money. And what he's done, you couldn't remember that he claimed he was behind the Pan Am bombings that killed fellow Americans? The fuck is wrong with you?
The Royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. And, yeah, it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying, like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. So...
Dude, why? Did you see any gay people being hung from the town centre?
It was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top
I'm sure
three
it was
experiences
vest-blowing.
I've ever had.
All right, so after years of Bill Burr trashing celebrities for taking blood money and railing against billionaires and ranting about wealth inequality.
I'll reiterate, I'm not above, you know, calling out my own side when they fuck up, you know. I'm a social democrat like Bernie Sanders. I think, you know, the billionaires need to be taxed more and the 100 millionaires. To me, if you're not worth $100 million, you know, keep the same tax rate you have. I'm talking about the super rich cunts, not just random rich people who are basically small fry in comparison to these 100 millionaires and billionaires. Those are the cunts that need to be taxed more. The Elon Musks, Bezos, fucking, you know, in our country, fucking Clive Palmer, Fatty McFuckhead, you know, all of those cunts. The tech oligarchs and the 100 millionaires, you know, with their 10 mansions. But, you know, if you're worth like $20 million, like even Bill Burr is, he's net worth of about $25 million, you know, if if you're making, $6 million a year, keep the same tax rate. $10 million a year, the tax rate you're on is fine. Raise the corporate tax rate for these fucking massive tech multinational conglomerates and the fucking billionaires, because they're the ones that are fucking all of us. So it's still true whether Billy, Blue Balls has gone to Billy Blood Money, but, fuck me, as if MAGA needed any more fuel for the fire, that they've caused. But, it is what it is. What is it? It's always fucking shit. That's what it is. Whenever people say that, it is what it is. It's fucking shit, I mean,
quality. He decided to go to Saudi Arabia and accept money from the royal family, who are known for using modern slave labor, which he's being paid not to mention and help cover up.
Yeah, Tim Dillon and Louis, they're inherently more nihilistic than Billy Gingerballs. So I don't care if they want to do it. And besides that, anyway, the stupid fucks over there, those blood money fucks, wouldn't let, the royal family there wouldn't even let the comedians be able to criticize them. That's why old Timmy Dillon, suffered the worst cancelling since Louis, because the Crown Prince banned him from performing over some of his jokes. So, it's a cocksuck to begin with.
When he got back, he only talked about how amazing Saudi Arabia was. So he went from saying billionaires need to be put down like rabid dogs to taking money from a trillionaire family that's known for human rights violations and modern slavery and will kill citizens that speak out.
Stupid fucking shit setup, piece of shit computer. Fucking Tim Cook, you fucking no good faggot.
Against them. So I don't think it gets more hypocritical than that. But as we know, obviously money talks, and it turns out Bill will drop his morals and destroy his reputation and credibility for $1.5 million.
He hasn't destroyed his reputation, dude. It's one thing. I mean, people can't delineate or assess the realistic, objective severity of, transgressions anymore. What he says is still right, but, he is a hypocrite now, for doing this. And, people still love him. He's going to be fine. Everything's fine. But, taking it forward, where your country's going, it really doesn't help the American left. They continue to cannibalize themselves, and, these woke trans cunts have already done a fucking good job of that.
And now he's just getting cooked for it. People are
cannibalizing the center left.
And everyone doing the festival. Like, this has become a pretty big controversy. But out of everyone, Bill was definitely the most shocking for people. I mean, I don't think anybody is that surprised.
Yeah, no one cares if Tom, hacks Segura or, I don't know, Andrew, retard Santino does it. Most of them are shit. Jimmy Carr's great. Louis great, obviously. Chappelle's great. But, they're above and beyond this. They're inherently more nihilistic. They don't give a flying fuck anyway. But Bill's a humanist, at heart, always has been. And now he looks like a fucking ponce.
To see Tom Segura and Andrew Schultz taking the gig. So Bill, he's taking the most shit for this, especially because
Billy Blue Balls has got the blood money.
Not too long ago. Like, I don't know how you could go from saying billionaires need to be put down to taking money from the Saudi royal family.
See, Tim Dillon dressing up like a Qatari and getting his beak wet, I don't have a problem with. But again, yeah, Bill, what the fuck, dude?
A year. And it's not like Bill's career was falling apart and he desperately needs the money.
No, to the contrary. He's worth $25 million.
There's nothing wrong with being a billionaire, but if somebody is working 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and they can't make their rent, you're not paying them enough money.
Yeah, still true. But don't take the blood money, dude. You have a responsibility not to do that stupid fucking shit like this.
Just be worth $900 million. Like, how does a CEO take a 8-figure bonus and none of your employees have dental insurance? They can't even go out and get a filling.
Tired of hearing.
All true, but now guess what? MAGA's, trying to bury you in a grave, and, they're not going to be able to do it because you're too good for them, but, all the dumb shits will be brainwashed like usual on their side.
About people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much fucking money in this country. And there's so much work being done, you know. And if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get a fucking job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country. At least these fucking billion.
Yeah, great. All true, but yeah, the stoning capital of the world is not the answer.
Millionaires. They need to be put down. You know, like fucking rabid dogs. They're like rabid with fucking greed.
Not literally. Don't pull a Luigi. Again, he shouldn't have said that either. You know, he was joking. That I have a lot less of an issue with, but, you know.
And just going out and just dividing everybody.
So I have a feeling we probably won't hear him talk like that anymore. And if he does, everyone's just going to clown on him. There's no way people will take him seriously. I mean, he's just shameless. And he must have thought people wouldn't have really paid attention to the festival and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal because this is such a bad look. And it was kind of under the radar.
He thought people would tune into his, you know, middle of the road, no longer edgy podcast, you know, for old, you know, 50 and 60-year-old fucks that it's become in the last, you know, 5-ish years. You know, it's no longer, you know, the real heart and soul that it had of, you know, from 2010 to 2016. You know, ever since then, it's, you know, been safe, old, fucking 50, 60-year-old fucking white guy going to baseball, you know, and riding a boat level comedy.
Until a few weeks ago when other comedians started
His
calling him out.
podcast.
And then this
His
clip of
stand up is still very, very good, but the podcast is basically worthless, and Tim Dillon has replaced him entirely. So, you know, Tim Dillon is who I will actually watch on a podcast level, and pretty much no one else.
This went viral where he's talking about how he's turned down multiple offers, and now this story has gotten a ton of attention and everyone's commenting on it, and people are really disappointed in Bill Burr especially.
Oh, yeah, and woke fucking tranny cunt Mark Maron is going to jump on board as well, who can't admit he went from center left to woke 95% or 90% rather retard land. Tranny cancel culture, fucking useless cunt.
Yeah, you should do it. Everyone's doing it. It's like, for Saudis?
Yeah.
Weren't those the
That's right.
9/11 guys?
Yeah. Yeah. Shane is too smart for that, and he's arguably the best comic in the world now, you know, so massive props, you know.
Aren't they exactly the 9/11 guys?
Now, there's a lot of drips, killjoys, and dweebazoids who are saying, oh, they shouldn't do comedy over there because it's whitewashing a regime that just in June killed a journalist and killed Jamal Khashoggi and played a big role in 9/11. Shut up. Name one comedian who hasn't whored themselves out to a dictator.
Incredibly lonely it can feel
What a mong.
to look around and see people you used to admire and respect cave and show up in Saudi Arabia to take a check and abandon even the most basic...
This woman has got balls. She escaped from Scientology. I mean, that's like escaping from Jason Voorhees at the summer camp. I mean, you know, she's a real one, you know.
principles they always claim to hold. These people have failed to employ the most basic common sense and critical thinking, and others have decided to cynically accept money in exchange for whitewashing and BS. At the same time, these same people claim to be...
Again, Bill Burr is what I have an issue with doing it. The hacks that are there, fuck them anyway, and Louis and Chappelle are more nihilistic, so they couldn't give a flying fuck what anyone thinks anyway. But Bill the humanist goes and does it. That's what I have an issue with. After rightly saying we need to tax the super rich billionaire cunts that are fucking everyone over on the left and the right. So, you know, fucking wise up, Bill, you bald-headed cunt.
Progressive here in the United States.
I have to tell you, I really think that Bill Burr sort of fucked up here, bro. I
He
really
did.
think he fucked up.
He really
This
did.
person said, hey, did
He'll
you
be
know
fine,
that Bill
but,
Burr
you know,
is
doesn't
going
help
to the Saudi
the
Arabia
American left's
Comedy
cause
Festival,
at all.
the Riyadh Comedy Festival. And I said, that can't be true. No, no, no. That's not true.
When Tim Dillon mentioned it on his podcast about 2 weeks ago, I was like, this is a fucking joke. They're actually doing this. I know WWE, started, kind of the thing about 4 years ago or more, probably 7 or 8 years ago, going over, taking the blood money from them. That's Vince McMahon, that's Triple H, they're all about the money. Everyone knows that. And, they've always been fucking evil cunts. So, but if you're a social democrat or you're centre-left even, advocating for taxing these evil, super rich billionaire cunts more, you can't fucking do that. It makes you look like such a mong.
Is it? No, that's not true. Come on. Turns out it is, y'all.
They've sold their soul.
Oh, go on.
They've sold their ability.
Yeah. Here he is, Trump supporter number one, right on
to
right
talk
on
about
cue.
shit. You're fucking.
Go on, run your dick liquor like usual when you can about Bill and his wife.
Turns out it is, y'all.
They've sold their soul. They've sold their ability to talk about shit. You're fucking hypocrites now, and everything you say is to be looked at through the lens of taking millions of dollars from slave owners.
And also, obviously,
There he is. There's Trump supporter number one, old Anthony Cumia. What do you think the probability is he was one of the guys sending Bill and his wife Nia, photos of him with monkeys, of him, marrying a monkey? Would you say it's about 100%? Old Anthony Cumia sent, was one of those guys, racist, retard, MAGA fucks sending him, photos of that. I'd say it's about 100%, if not 1,000%. There he is, pretending like he has a soapbox to stand on.
From slave owners.
And also, obviously, part of the deal for these free speech
as opposed to you, right, who just loves his fellow neighbor so much and loves all the black Americans and his country so much, right?
Comedians is they can't say anything
Get
bad about
fucked,
the
you
Saudi
guinea fuck.
family, culture, government, religion, and I'm sure a ton of other stuff. And even before they went there, they weren't allowed to criticize any of that on their own podcast in America. Like Tim Dillon originally accepted an offer and he started ranting about how they use slave labor on his podcast, and that got him fired. So these comedians have to censor themselves and just say positive things about Saudi Arabia. They're basically Saudi shills now.
Look at this. Look at this. Worthless goo gobbler. Worthless. 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 It's the worthless lineup. Good. Good. Great. Great. Shit. Well, average. Shit. Shit. Mostly shit. Don't know. Don't know. Couldn't care less. Bland as white bread. Don't know him. Don't know him. Who cares?
Now, like as soon as Chris
And Kevin Hart, Cat Williams says hello, you fucking ponce.
Stefano got there, they put a camera in his face and made him talk about how much he loves Saudi Arabia.
I'm loving this country so far. I've been here for about 10 hours. I've eaten...
How many stonings? Acid in the face? See a few of them hung from the town square.
More food than you can imagine. I want to know what I can do to become a Saudi citizen.
How
My
much
first
sand
time
was
ever,
in it?
I've never even been to the Middle East. But when I'm here now, I'm like, why was I always so... Why did I never want to come here? I wish I would have come here 10 years ago.
And seen, the clitoris cutting firsthand.
I want to hopefully... I'd like to start another family in the Middle East and not tell my family back home. I'd like to live 2 lives.
Well, now you can, dude. Now you can have, 100-woman harem who have got burqas and are constantly living in fear for, being thrown into a pit and buried alive. So, Chris DiStefano, worthless, bland white meat, blandest white guy who ever lived.
See what the festival is mostly about, just them doing positive PR for Saudi Arabia. So these comedians will never live this shit down. Like every comedian that didn't do it is just gonna be busting their balls about it, especially the ones that turned down offers. Which is gonna be for that. He needs the rest of this. Like other Chris chilling so far. Sounds like he wants to do more gigs there. Like he does not give a fuck. I mean, he's getting a ton of backlash.
Billy
his fans are so
Burke.
disappointed. All his comments are negative, and people want to hear what he has to say about it. And
what are you, fucking descended 1/10 from the fucking Saudis? Oh, Jesus.
Did address it on the most recent episode, but he just talked about how amazing it was and how it's the best thing he's ever done, which is exactly what the Saudis want. Like, this is why they're really paying him. And he obviously wants to keep doing gigs there and making $1.5 million a show. So, of course, he's going to go all out, chilling for the Saudis.
Of Saudi Arabia is what I've seen, like, on the news. I literally think I'm going to fucking land, you know, and everybody's going to be screaming, death to America! And they're going to have, like, fucking machetes and want to, like, chop my head off, right? Because this is what I've been fed.
Yeah, the Royal Palace is kind of secluded from that.
It's nothing but, like, these long roads and sand. It's like nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Look at all the burial sites. Look at all the gays getting stoned and hung in the town square. Holy shit, dude. It's the fucking gays getting stoned.
Fuck did I get myself into? And then we land, and everybody's just regular. They're dressed different, but they're regular.
Oh, they're fucking regular, dude. They got the camels, dude. They got the camels, dude. And the fucking blood money. I'm doing a mix of an Aussie and Boston Irish accent because I'm retarded right now. Yeah, dude, you know what, dude? They got the blood money. And, you know, just the oil is so good, dude.
Shooting the shit. Hey, how you doing? You know, welcome. We're saying, hey, we know we're happy to be here. And we're driving around, and then I'm just like going like...
It's perfect for blocking out the sun.
I thought this place was going to be like really tense. And I'm thinking like...
Did you see any of the women there?
Is that a Starbucks?
Oh, it's a fucking Starbucks. Oh, they're reformed. They're just like us now.
A Pete's Coffee, next to a Burger King, next to a McDonald's, next to a Pizza Hut, next to a Dunkin' Donuts, next to a Krispy Kreme, next to a Cheesecake Factory, next to a KFC, next to a Chili's. They got a fucking Chili's over here.
Next to a murder pit.
Then we go into the mall because I want to get my kids something. There was a Timberland store. I could have bought Timberlands like I was in Brooklyn, New York.
Timberlands.
And then there's advertisement for like
fucking
boxing,
Boston,
and fucking
dude. They
and
fucking
MotoGP
love it
and golf and all of this stuff. And I was like,
Saudi Arabia, dude.
And then it just struck me as funny. It's like they're eating this shit too.
They
They're
got
gonna have to get some bigger
Starbucks.
fucking clothes. They're gonna end up
Fucking
looking like
Starbucks.
us. So,
I got sleep.
show, right? And they say the French will be all diplomat.
This is just what MAGA needed. Oh God. It's over.
Mats. And he added seats. And then up top, the Royals are going to be there. And I could just feel like these fucking people. The people. Okay, they want a fucking show. You could feel it. I was talking to the other comics. You could feel it. They wanted you to push, right?
You don't old Billy Blood Money. You don't 9/11 your friends. Oh, Jesus.
Really fucking exciting. So I go up on stage.
He's for the raghead slaves
doing
as
my
long
shit,
as they're
and
not
they're
black.
Fucking into it. Everything's going good. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm checking the diplomats as I'm doing this stuff, and they're all fucking laughing. All right, so I'm going to push a little farther, and all of a sudden I start getting in the zone. This is really amazing. And it was just this great exchange of energy, right? So...
I bet it was. I really bet it was. There were a few grenades going off, a lot of kinetic energy, a lot of heat. Yeah.
The Royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled.
It's like Shane Gillis is really that much smarter than you, Bill. He could recognize it's fucking stupid for him to do this shit.
And yeah, it was just this great, positive
It's
thing. And I
great.
got to tell you,
It's
just to be a part
awesome,
of that
dude.
was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying,
The
like, dude,
Democrats
you
are
can feel it. They
definitely
wanted
winning
it. They
the
wanted
next
it. They wanted you to,
election,
like
dude.
the people want, like, you know, they go online and they see it. They want to, they want to.
Why
like,
are you going to Riyadh, Bill?
see real stand-up comedy. So it was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely.
I'm sure there was a lot of blowing going on. You on your knees and you know, the fucking women before they were thrown into a pit and stoned to death.
Top 3 experiences I've ever had.
And some of the comments on this podcast have almost as many likes as the podcast, which is a bad sign. And it has almost 80% dislikes. So he's just getting destroyed here. And like someone said in this podcast, Bill tells us about how Saudi Arabia is not bad because they have American fast food. And would you take a gig in the U.S. where you're not allowed to make fun of Trump? And Bill hates billionaires, but only if they're not paying him.
And it's like, you know, again, Noam Chomsky said, yeah, Saudi Arabia makes Iran look like, you know, San Francisco or the most liberal city in the world. And, you know, Saudi Arabia is the American ally and Iran is their enemy, which is complete fucking horseshit and a farce. And, you know, it's like, yes, you know, there are some reforms in the Middle East. I read Saudi Arabia did do a few reforms, but it's still fucking basically 1870 civil rights-wise in that country. And, you know, the West has infinitely more civil rights for women, for the LGBT plus community than they do. And it's just retarded to think, you know, it's appropriate to go and do that. You know, for 99% of comedians, the exceptions I already mentioned. So it's like, fuck, man, you know. And, you know, I like, you know, everyone doesn't want any more forever wars in the Middle East. We're done with Afghanistan. We're done with Iraq. We're done with the forever Middle East wars. You know, say what you will about the Afghanistan withdrawal, but at least they fucking left for finally. Finally, they at least fucking left, which isn't what Trump even did in his first term, you know? So, I mean, shit. Like, yes, you know, it's not quite as bad, but it's still pretty damn awful. And, I mean, I'm just fucking losing my shit here.
And all his comments on Instagram are the same. So I think a lot
and,
of
you
people
know,
are
I
done
think,
with him.
you know,
I mean, his career will probably...
I can say, you know, good things Trump has done already, you know, securing the border, you know, great, you know, fucking opening up the Middle East to beneficial mutual investment, like Trump went on the Middle East tour earlier this year. I think that's generally a positive thing. So stop acting like we're not trying to at least change the dynamics in the Middle East now, which, you know, the West is apparently trying to open it up to investment and mutual beneficial investment. That's why Trump went over there and did his whole tour to try and, you know, bring more money to America. And, you know, I don't have really an issue with that. Instead of the opposite for the last 20 years, which was the Iraq and Afghanistan forever wars, you know, created with old George W. Bush, which bankrupted the country. So, you know, yeah, I think it's heading in the right direction. It's not the end of the world, you know, for Bill, but it's like, it doesn't look good. So he's going to take a hit in the short term, and he's going to fucking wise that fucking bald dome up. So, you know, the American center left stops getting cannibalized by the woke, retard, extremist cunts like it's been happening the last 10 fucking years. I'm honestly surprised, you know, Louis C.K., after all the shit they put him through, those fucking worthless, woke, tranny, cancel culturing, lefty, radical cunts. I'm surprised he hasn't committed 5 mass shootings and driven his car off a cliff. So if I'm him, I'm like, fuck all of you cunts. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. You can all go piss up a rope.
Be fine. I know his career in Hollywood will be fine. But it sounds like a lot of the fans of his podcast and fans of what he's been saying the past year about billionaires and wealth inequality are probably done with him. But let me know what you guys think. And
Yeah,
if you
he's
enjoyed-
probably going to lose a few fans. I don't think not many. I think at most maybe he loses 10% of his base, but, you know, he'll be fine. Stop acting like it's the end of the world.
this video. Make
This
sure
is
you check out my
just
Patreon.
this is just this week's fodder. Like,
I just posted another Duncan Trussell video because that dude has completely lost it. It's worse than I thought.
what a
I mean, he might
retard.
be the worst at handling criticism, and same thing with Theo.
look at that fucking mug. You know, sniffing up Rogan's crack hole as usual. How much does that beard stink with Rogan's fucking crack?
He crashed out recently and completely bombed at his Netflix taping, and it was brutal. I mean, the Rogan sphere is completely falling apart now, and I've been covering all that.
Thank
over on
God,
my Patreon.
that's actually some
There are
good
over
news.
150 exclusive videos, so if you want to stay up to date with everything and you enjoy the channel and want extra content,
Tim Dillon isn't really a part of that either, by the way. He's just, you know, always been friends with the dumb, bald, fuckhead cunt. Lying, manipulative, misleading, fucking piece of shit. You fucking only good for MMA, bald, fucking steroid junkie fuck.
and
Fucking
make sure you check it out. It's
faggot.
definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description.
Trump shill piece of shit. Go talk to Mr. Brainworm and suck him off with your fucking, you know, anti-vax rhetoric. You
Give me a blowjob, Joe. I want you on your knees for me. Go on your podcast after, Joe. Yeah, fuck yeah. Suck my big fucking cock, Joe. It's my old Kennedy cock. Fuck yeah, Joe. It's the brainworm. Oh, my brainworm loves it, Joe. Yeah, my brainworm loves your fucking bold face on my fucking disheveled, wrinkled cock, Joe. Oh, yeah, you're gonna spread all the misleading lies and propaganda for MAGA on your podcast after this show? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Joe. Oh, yeah, take that load in your fucking face, Joe. From RFK Jr., Mr. Brainworm. It's the Brainworm.
Was that appropriate? I think it was.